Right now, AI agents are changing science faster than human researchers can keep up, and you've probably never even heard of them. Most people think scientific discovery is slow, tedious, and something only elite PhDs can push forward. But what if a free AI platform, backed by Google's former CEO, is about to flip everything we know about research upside down? In this video, I'll show you how Future House's AI agents could replace entire labs, design new medicines, and possibly outpace top scientists within just a few years. I've dug deep into how this platform works, why it matters, and what nobody's telling you. So stick around, because the next 10 minutes might change the way you see the future. No closed beta, no waitlist, just instant access to tools so powerful they can design molecules, review hundreds of research papers, and uncover scientific gaps in minutes. But here's the real question. Can these AI agents truly transform discovery, or is this just another overhyped promise destined to disappoint? Let's dive deep into what's really going on. Meet the 4 AI agents. Future House didn't release one tool. They released 4, and each plays a very different role. First up is Crow, the quick draw generalist. Ask Crow a technical question, and it will search mountains of academic papers, sift through the noise, and fire back a clear, citation-rich answer. Fast, efficient, and sharp. Then there's Falcon, the deep thinker. Unlike Crow, Falcon doesn't just answer questions. It pulls in dozens or even hundreds of full-text articles and proprietary databases, weaving them into a comprehensive review. Think of Falcon as the researcher who never sleeps. Owl is the detective. If you're wondering whether someone already tested a wild hypothesis, Owl hunts down the evidence and prevents you from wasting precious months chasing ideas that already failed. And finally, there's Phoenix. Still experimental, but potentially the most exciting. Phoenix is a chemistry genius. It proposes brand new compounds, predicts chemical reactions, and even estimates how much it would cost to make them. Each of these AI agents serves a unique purpose, but when they work together, the real magic happens. Teamwork that replaces entire labs. What makes Future House revolutionary isn't just the individual AI agents, it's how they chain together seamlessly. Imagine being a solo researcher but having the combined power of an entire lab. That's the idea here. Crow fetches fast answers, Falcon builds deep context, Owl validates what's already known, and Phoenix pushes into uncharted chemical territory. Together they can complete what used to be multi-week research cycles in mere hours. But let's get real, speed alone isn't enough. When it comes to science, trust is everything, and that's where many AI systems fall apart. The transparency problem AI had to solve. AI in science isn't new, and neither are the disasters. Take Google's much-hyped genome system in 2023. They bragged about discovering 40 new materials, but it turned out none of them were genuinely novel. The entire project became a cautionary tale about AI hallucinations and shaky reasoning. Future House knows this. That's why they've focused heavily on transparency. Every step their agents take is visible. You can literally click through the decision-making process, from search terms and paper rankings to the final evidence. In one demo, Falcon pulled in 32 papers, narrowed them down to 24 that actually mattered, and distilled them into 62 key pieces of evidence. As the user, you could inspect every breadcrumb it left behind. For skeptical scientists, this visibility is everything, because no matter how fast AI gets, if it's not accurate, it's useless. But what happens when AI meets real-world challenges? That's where things get interesting. The PCOS case study, AI vs. Complex Problems. Meet Michaela Hinks, head of Future House's science team. She faced a serious challenge tackling polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, without being an expert in the condition. Her first move? Fire up Falcon and ask for a complete breakdown. In minutes, Falcon pulled clinical studies, filtered duplicates, and gave her a clear, comprehensive overview. Next, she turned to Crow, asking for genes linked to PCOS. Crow rattled off critical genome-wide hits backed by multiple studies, but listing genes wasn't enough. So she called on Owl to find out if anyone had already connected those genes to the symptoms. Sure enough, Owl found experiments showing one key gene, DND1A, boosted testosterone, but nobody knew exactly why. That was the opening. Michaela identified a research gap within just 4 prompts. Something that normally takes days or even weeks. Finally, to solve the missing link, she asked Phoenix to propose drug-like compounds that could target DND1A. Phoenix mapped protein partners, avoided patented molecules, calculated costs, and delivered new candidates. All of this in a fraction of the time a normal team would need. Still, even this wasn't flawless, and that's where the real caution begins. Chemistry is still a hard problem for AI. For all the breakthroughs, chemistry remains AI's Achilles heel. Phoenix, the platform's experimental agent, still struggles with ultra-precise tasks. It relies on external tools and simulators because pure AI models often fail to calculate simple things, like nitrogen counts in molecules. Even Future House admits this. They're not pretending it's perfect. Instead, they built Phoenix as part of a closed-loop system. They test compounds in their own lab, feed the data back into the model, tweak, and repeat. It's honest, it's iterative, and it's essential. Because when AI makes mistakes in science, the consequences can be serious. But even with flaws, Phoenix shows the direction we're heading. Because now, AI isn't just summarizing papers. It's proposing experiments, designing molecules, and spotting gaps nobody else noticed. And that's only the beginning. Scaling up, AI takes on the global data flood. Speed and precision are impressive, but what really sets Future House apart is its ambition to solve a much bigger problem: scale. Consider this. PubMed holds over 38 million papers. ClinicalTrials.gov, more than 500,000 trials. And that's not even counting countless siloed datasets, supplementary materials, and daily new publications. No human, no matter how brilliant, can keep up with this tidal wave of information. Future House wants to change that. Their solution? Turn AI into the invisible infrastructure of science. With their open platform, labs can automate routine tasks like literature reviews or contradiction hunts. Every night while researchers sleep, AI could quietly pull the latest studies, cross-check them against your experiment plans, and flag anything you should know. It's like having a research assistant who never takes breaks, never gets tired, and never loses focus. And perhaps most surprising of all, it's free. No venture capital paywalls or monthly fees. The nonprofit model, supported by names like Adam Marblestone and Eric Schmidt, means Future House isn't racing to monetize. But just because it's free and transparent doesn't mean everyone's convinced. Skepticism and the missing wow moment. Here's the honest truth. Despite all the demos and benchmarks, Future House hasn't yet delivered an entirely novel discovery. No breakthrough alloy, no first-in-class drug. Not yet. Skeptics point to this as a reason for caution. If AI agents are so advanced, why hasn't the scientific world been rocked with a blockbuster discovery yet? Future House has an answer for that too. They argue that the bottleneck isn't just in algorithms, it's in experimental logistics. Discovering something new often requires real-world lab work, time, and trial and error. AI can speed up the thinking, but it can't yet replace the pipette, microscope, or test tube. That's why they run their own physical lab in San Francisco, to close that gap and prove AI can work hand in hand with human experimentation. Still, until a peer-reviewed breakthrough hits the headlines, some scientists remain cautiously optimistic, and others flat out skeptical. The bold vision: AI scientist 2035? But what happens if this works? Future House's long-term vision is ambitious, even radical. By 2035, they imagine the autonomous AI scientist, a system that can read every paper, spot contradictions, generate hypotheses, design experiments, run them, analyze results, and repeat. In other words, compress the entire scientific method into machine logic. But don't panic. Humans aren't being written out of the story. In this vision, people still decide the big questions. AI doesn't choose what matters ethically or socially. AI doesn't decide which disease to cure. That's still on us. Instead, these agents handle the brute force grind. They free researchers to focus on what humans do best, asking bold, meaningful questions and interpreting results in ways only a conscious mind can. If successful, this could finally break through the stagnation that's plagued scientific productivity for decades. Thousands of buried opportunities, hidden in PDF footnotes and forgotten datasets, could suddenly rise to the surface. But make no mistake, the road there is risky. Ethics, risks, and unintended consequences. As exciting as this sounds, AI in science comes with serious concerns. Future House knows that. That's why they've open-sourced key components and made the entire process auditable. But risks still loom. A hallucinated synthesis route could suggest making a toxic byproduct. AI bias could lead to blind spots in experimental design. And over-reliance on automated agents could dull human curiosity and oversight. For now, Future House believes openness plus community feedback is the solution. Their platform literally encourages users to call out mistakes. But as AI takes on bigger roles, the consequences of failure grow more serious. Transparency will help, but it won't make the risk disappear entirely. The big question and call to action. So, are we standing at the dawn of a new scientific era? Or will AI and research fall into the same traps of hype and disappointment that so many other technologies have faced? Future House is betting big, and if they succeed, their AI agents could become essential lab partners in the next decade. Whether that means AI takes over discovery or simply turbocharges human creativity, only time will tell. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the latest AI breakthroughs. But here's what's undeniable. Sifting through 38 million papers and 500,000 trials by hand, that's already becoming impossible. I might not replace scientists anytime soon, but if it can cut even 10% of the grunt work, it could already be worth the hype. And if an AI scientist emerges before 2035, well, future grad students might laugh at how hard things used to be. So, what do you think? Will I become science's greatest partner or its biggest risk? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks for watching. Take a deep breath, check out the links in the description, and see you next time.